Good morning, guys. Dave Schmitz, ResistanceBandTraining.com. Welcome to the band gym. You know, I've got a little bit of a presentation for you today, more so than workouts and exercises and demos like I usually do. I want to talk to you today about a question I had from a recent customer who said, you know what, Dave, the more I train with bands, the more I see how it transfers into being more athletic. And I've said this for years, and you've heard me say this for years, but it really does. But I thought today what I would do is take you through 6 reasons why I think bands transfer into being more athletic. And when I say more athletic, I mean moving better, feeling better, and being able to do the things you do during the day, which very often requires athleticism. So don't go ahead and start thinking Sunday afternoons on the football field, but think more about just making yourself more athletic. And let me go through why I think that's the case when you train with bands. First and foremost, you know, when we train with bands, it allows us to do normal body movements. You see me do running activities, jumping activities. You see me do just about everything this body can do while under the pressure of a band resistance. All right? So I think that's the first and foremost, because when we can strength train our body doing the movements that it's used to, it flourishes. It's when we try to make it do artificial movements to strengthen muscles, when in reality, those movements or postures are not what our body was designed around. So I think that's the first reason it allows us to go ahead and transfer. Secondly, this is a non-gravity dependent tool. Unlike this dumbbell, which you know right now, if I drop it, it's going straight down. It relies on gravity. A band does not rely on gravity. Therefore, we can start training the body with forces and angles coming at it from different directions. Dumbbell, we can really just go up and down. But bands, we can go ahead, we can hook them up and we can go horizontally. We can go ahead and turn and do rotational movements. And again, obviously, we can do all kinds of up and down, moving with our feet, those types of things. So we can really go ahead and change the dynamics of how we're training by being able to train our body in different planes and different angles, and while getting impacted by different forces. All right, so that's number 2. The next one is really, the next 3 are about the ascending resistance of a band. You know, we talk about it a lot, or I talk a lot about, the band gets harder the more you stretch it out. Well, why is that significant to athleticism? Well, let's first of all start with thinking about that. Athleticism is all about being able to accelerate movement. All right, so if I'm going to accelerate movement, I've got to change speeds. Well, a dumbbell or a free weight's not going to change speed. It's a constant resistance. But this band is going to allow me to go faster here than it is out here. So as I learn to go ahead and push a band, the ascending resistance is going to get tougher. Well, if I know that, all right, mentally I'm thinking, okay, in order for me to finish the movement, I've got to accelerate out. Well, accelerating movement. So you start automatically teaching your body how to accelerate and get faster. Transfers into being more athletic. The second thing about ascending resistance is it teaches us how to slow down. So if I've got this band out here and I let my arm come back, the band is going to accelerate my arm back, just like it would accelerate me back if I'm running, all right? So what does it teach us to do? That acceleration back, or the acceleration of an eccentric movement, teaches us how to stop, not only more efficiently, but quicker. Athletes that can stop quick and change direction are faster, quicker athletes, correct? Bands teach us how to slow down fast and efficiently so that we can go a different direction. And once again, I think that's the 4th reason bands teach us or transfer into athleticism. The last thing about the ascending resistance, we said it gets harder as we push out. Well, where do our joints need to be their most stable? When the hands and feet are closer to the center, or when the hands and feet are further away from the center? It's the second one. So when I push out with this band, my shoulder right now has to be really stabilizing well to keep my hand here. Versus when my hand is here, my shoulder doesn't have to be working nearly as hard. Now if I take a dumbbell and I go ahead and push it over my head, It's the same here as it is here. There's no different. But if I take a band and I go ahead and push it over my head, standing on it here and pushing here and then overhead, it's going to be more challenging up there. So I've got to stabilize more. So it teaches our body, specifically our muscles, how to stabilize when our arms are further away from us. Well, what do we want to be when we're athletic? We want to be long and strong, right? So as a result, that when we've got to reach and be really athletic with our body and take our limbs away from our center of gravity, we want them stable. So now you're more willing to run fast, extend your body out further during activities because you know it's stable. Once again, that's transferring strength into something that you see on an athletic field or in daily life. The sixth and final thing is really back to common sense or common things. Because a band is so lightweight and portable, it allows you to train more consistently. So now you can do all 5 of those things that I just mentioned. Normal movement training, non-gravity training, ascending resistance that allows you to accelerate movement and accelerate slowing down and stabilizing the periphery. It allows you to do all of those things anytime you want, anywhere you want. So now consistency of training becomes reality, and that transfers into you becoming a better athlete and more consistent with your daily movements. So guys, that's why I think resistance bands allow us to go ahead and transfer the strength training we do here in the band gym out into the real world of athletics, or if you're just a general activity kind of guy, then it's just going to transfer into your daily activities. But either way, I know I want to stay athletic for a long time. I'm sure you do as well. Hey, get better with bands, guys. It's not only going to make you stronger in the exercise room, but it's going to make you better when you go outside to do the things you enjoy doing.